Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. All in Crypto here, and welcome back, guys, for another YouTube video. A quick shout out to all my new subscribers. I am so happy to have you on board, and hopefully throughout this year, it's going to be a real fun journey for us. So a big thank you to all the people throwing support towards this channel. It does not go unnoticed, and I am really appreciative of it. And you know, it's really what's motivating me to keep good current content going. So what are we talking about in today's video? Well, we are going to be taking another look at Chainlink and why Chainlink has a long way to go, in my opinion. Now, I can hear some of you already going, oh, he's not bloody talking about Chainlink again, is he? But I am, and the reason that I am is because I don't think people quite grasp the scope of importance that Chainlink actually brings to the crypto ecosystem. One thing that's great that I've been able to sort of watch over time is an ecosystem within the cryptocurrency space form. So I've watched the rise of DeFi. DeFi is a relatively new thing, and DeFi pretty much solely owes it being able to operate to Chainlink. And I don't think people really quite understand how massive that is, how revolutionary that is to the crypto space. The sort of capabilities that Chainlink has brought to the crypto space is absolutely massive, and it's something that once you get your head around and really understand, you can really take a look at the price of Chainlink and say, this ain't done yet. It's come very far, but there's still a long way to go, and it is more than possible for Chainlink to 10x from here. You guys know, or for those of you who've been following me for long enough, you know my price prediction of Chainlink was around about $365, $375. By the end of this cycle, you know, I follow the Bitcoin 4-year cycle theory. I think 2021 is a 2017-esque bull market. If you disagree with me, by the way, guys, really appreciate the comments, even the ones with people disagreeing. I actually do appreciate those. But if you are going to disagree with me, at least leave some reasons why, so that we can have a discussion about it, and don't just, you know, say you disagree. I'll reply asking if you could maybe give me abbreviate on that, and then you just don't reply, and it's like, well, you know, I'm trying to learn here as well as some of you guys are. So Chainlink. So what is Chainlink, first of all? I know there's a lot of you Link Marines out there that are well educated on what Chainlink is, but there are some new guys coming to the space, and really this first little minute of an introduction is going to be for you guys. So Chainlink essentially is an Oracle blockchain. And what is an Oracle blockchain? Well, if you think about an Oracle is somebody really who you go to for advice, you go to for information, and Chainlink is essentially the blockchain version of an Oracle. Hence the name. It's an Oracle blockchain, and essentially what Chainlink does is blockchains often have an inherent problem where they can access data on-chain, but they can't access off-chain data. So they can't access real-world data, such as the weather, such as the price of housing in New York, or what the exchange rate is between let's say, the US dollar and the Great British Pound. Well, Chainlink essentially facilitates these blockchains to be able to gain that information, for that information to be input through Chainlink into these blockchains. And that is really the sole reason why you've seen DeFi blow up and really become a thing, because Chainlink essentially has been able to provide these DeFi projects with things such as interest rates, exchange rates, you know, what's the price of, even in some really rare and wonderful cases, like what's the price of a car in a certain dealership, or, you know, Chainlink is really revolutionary in the fact that there was an issue that was very hard to solve, and that was, how do you get off-chain data onto the chain? And what Chainlink's essentially done is it's facilitated that. It's allowed real-world data to come onto the chain. So it's allowed real-world data to flow into blockchains, and essentially that has allowed blockchains to then execute smart contracts as a result of it. And it sounds very complicated, but the short and curlies of it is Chainlink has essentially facilitated data to be onboarded onto blockchains, as before they inherently couldn't really sort of gain that off-chain data. It's that bridge essentially to the real world, and that's how you really want to look at Chainlink. And when you think of the DeFi space and how it sort of exploded, It's really all down to Chainlink. There are other oracles out there. I've covered Band Protocol before. I think Band Protocol isn't a bad investment in my opinion. However, Chainlink is really the first mover, and we've seen with Ethereum, Ethereum's kind of where it is today as a result of it being the first mover. And there are, of course, benefits to that and problems. However, the first movers really seem to benefit massively, at least in the short term. Long term, you have projects like Cardano, Polkadot, and Binance Coin with a smart chain that have looked at Ethereum and gone, hang on, why don't we go for a proof of stake to start with? And they've been able to look at Ethereum and say, they did this wrong, we can do it right. So we'll see how the future pans out for Chainlink and whether we see other sort of oracles rising up through the ranks to sort of challenge it. But right now, guys, it has a monopoly on the market. Most DeFi projects use Chainlink. Chainlink is currently built on Ethereum. It's my belief that in the future it'll be cross-chain. So I know they've partnered with Tezos. I think that Cardano will probably try and onboard Chainlink in some form or another. And of course, Polkadot is really cross-chain in a lot of ways. So we will see something coming up there. So we'll see. Like I say, my belief is we're still early in the crypto market. I think the entire crypto market still, there's multi-trillions of dollars. I think we top out around about gold's market cap of around about $9 to $11 trillion. By the end of this cycle is more than achievable. And I think a coin like Chainlink really has a good chance of capturing a significant chunk of that overall market cap. It's ninth today in position. It's currently sat around $30. So a 10x would be $300. It's up around about 4% on the daily, up around about 8.1% on the weekly, and it currently has a market cap of $12.6 billion, which sounds like a lot, but when you're dealing with a sort of emerging market and an actual market class, it's very, very small in the grand scheme of things. And I think Chainlink will top up. For it to 10x, it would essentially be $126 billion in terms of market cap. And people go, what? You're out of your mind, dude. But if you were here in 2017, you saw coins just, money flowing into coins. And it got to the point where it literally stumped me. And I think right now, the masses aren't into crypto. We might know about it and think it's a very relevant thing because we're in the space. But when you really look at the masses, and I'm part of the masses, they aren't largely into crypto. And I think one reason you've seen DeFi sort of boom is because smart money has already got there. And I think smart money is already in Chainlink. I think smart money is already in a large number of these projects. And I think it's why you've seen a lot of projects sort of blow up in terms of price and the market cap recently, is because the smart money is still buying, still trying to accumulate. We saw like Tesla, you could argue they're very smart money, didn't buy Bitcoin that long ago. So you are still early. In the curve of adoption, we are still very, very early. And maybe I'll just get the Ethereum chart up here to show you where I think we are. I don't even think we've made this first big impulse really yet. I think possibly we could have, but I still think you have the bulk of the sort of bull market to really take place. And if we look at Chainlink today and how it's performed, I think I don't know why I've got these lines. I think I was trying to show you that usually these things perform in waves of three, and we're already starting to see that it is probably going to impulse higher. Could take us to $100 perhaps. That is not advised. That's just, the third wave tends to be bigger than the prior two. But you're looking at this chart, and I know what a lot of you are thinking. You're thinking, why the hell would I want to jump in right now? It looks very, sort of toppy, for lack of a better word. But seriously, why I emphasize the importance of Chainlink and why it's responsible for a large part of the DeFi, you can see the worth in that. There are a lot of projects out there. There are a lot of tokens out there that you can kind of get that the team's doing a great thing. You can understand that the project is, if it gets complete, it's going places. Chainlink is a pretty much complete project. They're adding things like staking, etc., etc. But they are being used now. There is a real sort of supply and demand effect on Chainlink, and essentially you need to hold Link if you want to run a node, if you want to use it. So you can see that the token, the price of the token is really comes from its use, and the use for Chainlink is only going to continue to grow, in my opinion. And you are going to see, like I say, in my opinion, this is all opinion, don't buy or sell anything as a result of me, a to $400 Chainlink at the end of this cycle. So that could be at the end of this year, start of next year. We'll see how things play out. But that is my firm conviction. I'll be totally transparent with each and every one of you guys. I bought Chainlink around about the start of the year. That was my last purchase. But I've been in Chainlink since probably the start of 2019, like late 2018. So I'm very, very happy with my Chainlink, and it's come a hell of a long way. But it still has a long way to go. And when we're talking about these things, it almost seems unbelievable because it hasn't happened yet. But for me, it happened in 2017. Chainlink wasn't around then to benefit from that sort of from that cycle, and it is now. And if we look at 2017, things really didn't get kicked off properly till sort of April, May, June, really. And that's when you really saw things just go completely parabolic and crazy, and everyone was making more money than they knew what to do with, and so. Be watching Chainlink, and as far as this chart looking toppy, let's just see how Ethereum started the year of 2017 off. What I'll do is put that on auto so I can get there a little bit faster, so you're not watching me sort of sift through the chart. So start of 2017. Start of 2017 is here. That's what Ethereum looked like. That's the kind of year that Ethereum had. Let's pretend that nothing else has happened here. You would look at that and you'd go, yeah, it looks a bit hot to me. Maybe I'll wait for a pullback. And this is why I always tell people, if you're not an experienced trader, do not try and time the market, because you will get left buying at a higher price than you originally could have got it at. Because you'll wait for a pullback. The pullback will come. You'll think, oh, it might go a bit lower. I can only tell you this from experience, guys. How many bloody times do you think I've done that? One reason that I've made this YouTube channel is to try and help people not make the mistakes that I made. And believe me, I've blown up accounts with leverage trading. I've lost money in terms of providing liquidity, and I've not really understood it. Yield farming, and really just trying to time the market and trade it. There's a reason I'm a hodler and a sort of macro investor, and it's because not only is it easy and it allows me to have a sane life, I know so many traders out there that every time I see them, they look like they've aged an extra 5 years. I am not joking, guys. They are constantly stressed, constantly falling out with their partners. You've got to be in it to win it, and hodling is one way to do it. And you'll actually find hodlers, in a lot of cases, will make more money than the traders. But if you look at the sort of early Ethereum chart in 2017, you'd have looked at this and maybe gone, oh, it's a bit toppy, I'll wait for a pullback. But if you had, guys, you'd have got that pullback. But look at what was to follow. You hadn't really seen much yet, guys. So essentially, you would have been like going, oh no, I'm not going to buy at that $40 range. Yeah, guys, I'm not going to buy at that sort of $40 range, or $50 if you want to take the top. You'd go, no, I'll wait for a pullback, and then look what happened, guys. You went all the way up to, that's only the first little impulse. You went all the way up to, $1,300 and $1,400 essentially, and you'd have completely missed out trying to time the market. So, like I said, this isn't me telling you to buy Chainlink. Do what you want at the end of the day. Your money, you do whatever the hell you want. Please don't ask me how you should spend your money, because if you're asking me that, you need to first seek the answer for yourself, and then maybe ask my opinion on it. But Chainlink for me is huge. It's in my top 5 cryptocurrencies for a reason, and I think it's going to continue to perform exceptionally well throughout this year. And you've got to be in this to win this, guys. Remember, people think, oh well, you're not really risking anything if you're not taking the risk. But remember this, guys, you miss every single shot that you don't take. Whereas if you take shots, you might miss some, you might not, and you'll learn in the process. So that is really all I have for you in this video, guys. I want to touch base with all you Link Marines. I know the community in Chainlink is one thing that I love, and I love how we have little tribes forming. I'm not a maximalist on anything. I think the whole crypto space, I'm a maximalist on blockchain, and the technology that is blockchain, but I can see the use cases for each individual cryptocurrency, and it's really how you guys should look at things. There's an ecosystem forming that I've been able to witness, and you need to look at it like that. Everything's going to play a role the same way that there are different roles in society, there are different roles in blockchain. So that is really all I have for you in this video, guys. Let me know what you think. I really appreciate the comments. Leave me a like if you found some value. Do you agree with me? Do you think a $300 to $400 Chainlink price is achievable? Let me know if not why, or if you do, fantastic. So that is really all I have for you in this video, guys. I'm going to love and leave you. I hope you all have a fantastic day, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next YouTube video, guys. Get subscribed for more videos. Thanks a lot for watching.